Are you ready, guys? I'm gonna get a little bit dark and evil here and whip up my hood and be like all scary and spooky. I might record my whole video like this, I don't know. I might pose a little bit here and there, but yeah, I'm just really enjoying my summer so far. There's a wide category of things to say and to do and to entertain you guys with. And I know that since you're part of my channel, I'm definitely here to support you guys through my enjoyment in my videos that I record. And I also, want to thank all the YouTubers out there. If I'm subscribed to you or not, I might have watched your video. YouTube's probably one of my favorite apps online altogether. The collection of videos online is just so sporadic, and you can find everything related to celebrity drama, to people eating different foods in Japan, which is one of my favorites, to people riding elephants in India, or people sailing across the Pacific, which is one of my favorite oceans in the world, along with the Arctic Ocean. Just so many things that you could imagine off the top of your head. YouTube has it, and YouTube offers it in so many ways for people to kind of delve into, and whatever we're keen on, whatever we find pleasure for, whatever we attach to on a certain lucky day, and we find that, hey, that video really suits me really well. Well, there you have it. Just watch that, get into it. Life is full of various random things, and we all strive for whatever becomes our hobby, and sometimes hobbies can be very incidental and accidental, whatever we may choose or whatever may fall upon us. But anyway, I am exploring these reds here, a pack of reds that I enjoy very much, and one that would endure for me very lightly. I would say reds altogether are maximum about 14% of my smoking categorium of what I consume on a yearly basis, 14% or so. So you could say about two weeks out of or so, out of every year and a half or what have you, that's the maximum amount of time that I consume red cigarettes. Usually I'm on like orange, pyramid orange, or menthols or anything of that sort. I do have Montclair Blue here as well. These are really great. These were $3.95 at the station, and I really enjoyed them. And they were great, and I split them with my friend Mikey last night at a bonfire, and my friend Jack, who was hosting the bonfire, doesn't smoke anymore. So I was like, well, there you go. He doesn't really need to get into that too much. Whatever reason he has behind that, the reason behind smoking, the logical reason is much stronger and supportive rhetorically than the reason why to smoke and why to begin in the first place. But it's one of those things that people just happenstance upon, and they find this is great. It's a vice. It's a not a drug, but per se a chemical that can easily be accessible. You could classify it as a drug, but I'll light up here. There you have it. I really wanted to show you guys my lighter. It's a picturesque knight and his bride there. If you can visualize that, a knight and his damsel in distress. Some people are geared strongly against the masculine prospect of men being heroes and men overpowering women, which I definitely understand. It's a very unfair world in some spots, and we need to make sure equality is above all. Equality is what strives for, even if it doesn't please us in first hand, in the long run, when we're all like 79 years old or so, which is what I'm aiming for. But I hope I can reach a much more lengthy age. But once we all reach like our senior years, we'll all look back and say, wow, I really wish I was much more keen to being an equal, peaceful person. I think that happens to quite a few people, but. But yeah. Let us see. My summer so far has been really good. It's been just blazing hot, unbelievably humid, and it's been a mixture of humid and hot. We are in a desert climate in central Wyoming, so it has been so warm, and so it's just the main factor is that the sun beats down so strongly that one becomes just consumed by the heat altogether, and they just it's overwhelming altogether. It's a very sunburny kind of heat, I would say. Our atmosphere is to that extent, whether it be global warming or not, where You can just feel the sun just prickling down on your skin, and for me it's mainly just a transition from winter altogether. The main thing is winter is gone, spring is gone. Spring was a very short season here, as it is for many Alaskans and my fellow Americans north of Colorado and whatnot, in the west side, and north of Kentucky on the east side. But then summer transitions, and we're kind of in an equal spot here when it comes to heat and whatnot, in the transition of weather. So in a lot of places in the United States and across the world, I can only begin to imagine my folks, my friends and whatnot in England and in the Middle East and whatnot, and Russia and India and Bangladesh. It must be just a huge weather transition for you as well, to reach this point if you're north of the equator. If you're south of the equator, I sadly cannot speak for you, my friends. But there you have it. I have the fan on. Whew, it's circulating the smoky air altogether. But yeah, I'm going to come up with some really great imaginary spots where I think in the future, somehow, some way, I want to travel to and to smoke at, and just to enjoy the visual and audio aspects of certain locations around the world before I finish my cigarette. Hopefully I'll kind of time myself here before it burns out without taking too many chugs along the cigarette. I would say I've been to the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and I always wanted to go there again in my adult years. I went when I was about 12 or so, and it's a very foggy paradise. There's a lot of dark, macabre things about the Golden Gate Bridge as well, with the very unfortunate suicides that occur there. Rest in peace to all the folks who have delved into different sad scenarios to the points in their lives where they want to, commit suicide. But the Golden Gate Bridge itself, it would just be so fantastical. I want to go to San Francisco over any other Californian city, and bless California. It's such a wide, huge American state with a vast population of almost, I believe, 41 million now or so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's around 40-some million people in California now. Golden Gate Bridge would be a wonderful place to smoke. So would the coasts of Maine and Acadia National Park. I have a friend who's relocating up to New England next year, and he wants to go to New Hampshire, of all places, which is a very small coastline, and bless New Hampshire as well. I'm sure people there are very laid back, and there are some wonderful towns to visit and whatnot, and just a dream for some folks in the West here, who've been in the West their whole lives, and they want to endure going out to the East Coast, kind of going back in Americana time to where our forefathers first landed on the East Coast and whatnot. But yeah, Acadia National Park would be wonderful, with all the wonderful lighthouses, and kind of like the American-style castle, if in a way the lighthouses, in a sense. But that would be another good, beautiful one. I would say on an international level, without a doubt, I think it would be very enjoyable to go to Ireland and just smoke, see the Emerald Isle and all the culture and the people, and kind of embrace the people and kind of feel what they're feeling on that particular day. Almost surreal in a sense, meeting people from a different country, especially a country where I have very, 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 very distant ancestors. But yeah, Ireland would be just magnificent. Going to like Dublin or so, I've seen footage of Dublin and people there, and how they interact and whatnot. And it's not too different from the United States, say Denver, for instance. But yeah, it'd be a great pleasure to just interact with people, maybe other fellow smokers and whatnot, and drinkers on occasion. I do have a touch of the sweet tea with vodka here, Fleischmann's vodka. If you are familiar with Fleischmann's, it's not the highest grade vodka, without a doubt, but it gets me going, it gets me pumping. Well, my cigarette is almost cashed here. And, without a doubt, I just wanted to wish you all a happy summer. And, in whatever you do, just remember, you are strong. You are the champion. You are the champion. So do what you can. I'm just here at my home, my abode right now, my office, as I like to call it. And doing my best to stay cool and stay fresh and be a human as ever. But thanks, guys, for watching. And, without a doubt, Snowy Croquet. Smoking Marlboro Reds. Thank you all.